Oh my god, I hate setting this up. I'm gonna have to dedicate at least 30 minutes to improve this thing. Jesus. All right, here we go. Jesus, one of the automation things that I gotta do, but this isn't like with AI. It's having code that is predictable that can work very fast and generate all these things for me because it's taking me a very long time to set up all the platforms and this is painful. There must be a solution out there. We're gonna do two things today. First, we're gonna continue what we were working on yesterday for connecting StreamerBot, which is in a Parallels macOS version, into OBS in Mac. The reason why this is so challenging is because we got a WebSocket connection that generally happens. It connects directly to the StreamBot API in the web. No. My bad. We're in right now. Right now, we're trying to make a connection with Nutty, one of the services, which is the edit live stream, which will allow me to edit from OBS all the live stream information directly from the OBS panel. The problem with that is that how it works is you have to pass a WebSocket URL. Generally, you got a local host, which it would work wonderfully, but the problem is that since it's on the virtual machine, Parallels exposes an IP, which isn't localhost. So I've been coming up with different solutions, and the thing that we were working on yesterday was using a WebSocket proxy for generating the URL. And that's what we're going to continue watching. I'm going to give myself 30 minutes and then we're going to go directly to the code because I don't want to spend much more time with that. I'm going to bring StreamerBot. Not now. Thank you, Windows. And here. And I'm also going to bring OBS to the mix. Let me get the multi-stream tile updater. These are our two guys that we're gonna fix. And I'm gonna open terminal. We're using warp. CMUX is another thing that we gotta investigate. And let me see. Terminal. Right. I'm just gonna minimize this. Why is the dock I hate macOS dock that doesn't have like all the screens, and I've tried different apps. Need to investigate more about them because I don't want to have the dock replaced because I have like gazillion of applications that are working on top of the dock. that if I replace them, it's not worth it. Damn. The only thing that it's like for me a killer feature in macOS is Alfred, the program. But besides that, I'm like all the time in Windows. Now with WSL with full support and everything, I just like it more. Unfortunately, Mac still has the dominant hardware. Snapdragon hasn't been able. I mean, Qualcomm hasn't been able to innovate as fast as Apple in the computer space. And now we got Nvidia, which we gotta wait and see when it launches. That now in the fall. Apparently, they're very good, and I hope they are, because we need more ARM computers that are good, that are better. So this is cursor. I'm gonna close cursor. I'm gonna open set. This was from yesterday in Anthropic. It was an Anthropic presentation about building cloud agents. I just wanted to see what it was about, and it was okay. It was okay. It did teach me a lot about business. That you got to invest in those things, and you got to make it as recurrent as possible, and try to help as many builders into your platform to begin implementing it. Don't think about all the time about the pros, about those people that are in the edge. Yes, but those are like bring in the new builders, have people that help them out. That's something that I've just taken for me, and it's gonna stay with me for a very long time. And okay, here's our thing. Let me see if I can drop this. Will it open it? No, it will not open it. So I gotta come here, open, and I'm gonna give you a trick. Well, it already opened it. But the trick was gonna be if you press, this also happens on Windows. If you paste the path URL to the bar, and in Mac, if you press Command Shift and G, if you paste the URL, for example, you come here, you right click, copy as path name. In Windows is Control Shift C. With Windows 11 onwards, Windows 11, there's nothing newer. And now you have like the entire directory open. You don't have to look for it in the picker. If you already had it on your Finder, you can just put it over here. I'm gonna press open, and we're gonna inspect this code, because this code was supposed to work, but apparently it isn't working. I have no idea why. I'm just gonna log things. Console.log hello. Just really quick, what I generated this code with GLM 5.2, and I asked it like, hey, create me a bond application that will serve as a remote proxy for a WebSocket connection on this local port, and I want you to send it to this other upstream URL. This is an environment. There's nothing secret about this, but here's the port, 8282. And now that I think about it, probably. Let me see what other. No. The thing is that I gotta come in here, because it's TypeScript, right? Gonna create bun in it. Blank. Okay. And now, oh, it added my tsconfig.json. That's awesome. Okay, this is awesome. This is really awesome, because I want to see the autocomplete. Development. Error. Let me see. Error. Console.log. Error. I tend to do it like this. It's just an easy way to spot it on the fly. TCP3, IPv6 only, Unix, TLS, development, hostname. That's it. So I gotta specify 127. It's different. It is different. Bun wsproxy.ts. Okay, now let us try. Because if it does, I'm going to share the code in Reddit. We're gonna look for my OBS 80, and the port that we were gonna use it was not 80, 8282. Okay, 8282. Let's connect. Okay. The object is in an invalid state. Hello. So it did reach the server. That was good. That was the first data. It started out upgrade. Return. The object is in a valid state. It was on line 27. Okay. Console.log message. Clear. Okay. Come back. I am so Verdugo. Bun proxy. Come here. Connect. Let's see what happens. Request. Get info. The object is in an invalid state. Okay. Kimi K3 came out yesterday. You know what? Why don't we try it online? Why don't we try it online? In fact, we're going... Yeah, this is going to be interesting. We are going to rename the live stream and try to configure the live stream. Okay, I'm gonna go and purchase the Alligato. I'm gonna go again, open my Kimi subscription, and get the Kimi K3 model. This is gonna be fun. Okay, we're gonna do this. Settings, Kimi code. Let me see. We're gonna get it. I just don't want to leak any of my information. Gonna go to the console. I'm gonna renew it. Holy shit, 31. Oh wait, that's the Annalie. No, Allegretto. Okay. Subscribe. I'm gonna subscribe to this one. I'm gonna move the window, just in case. I'm gonna pay USD because I'm gonna be sharing my credit card information, and I don't want to place it on the stream. That would be really bad. Really bad. It's okay. 79th Avenue, Doral, Florida. Tax free. Yeah, let's go. Pay and subscribe. All right, guys, we got Kimi. Now this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna gonna say Pi update, which I believe it's gonna bring in. All right, now I'm gonna say Pi. I'm gonna go to model. And no, it was in settings. Show skills editor, transport. I keep forgetting where can we. I have no idea where the chat is, guys. If you're talking, I'm really sorry. I haven't been able to see you. That's what I'm trying to fix. I'm gonna be doing this on the live stream, which that's what I want to do. So here is what we're going to be connecting. We're going to come here to the live stream and we're going to change this for stream settings. Connecting. No, this is our new title. Right, Kimi K3 versus GLM 5.2. Kimi K3 versus GLM 5.2. Kimi K3 versus GLM 5.2 with Pi on different workloads. Coding, debugging, agentic tasks. We're going to compare Kimi K3 on different tasks. First, we're trying to debug. How can we connect a streamer bot instance on a Parallels Windows in macOS to the OBS instance in macOS. Then we're gonna go and build a financial tracking app based on my 4+ years of fintech experience. Okay. And okay, now we change this. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna come here to X. The thing is that I'm gonna come here to X, and I don't want to lose any of the chats. And that's what's actually irking me right now, because oh wait, I can. Wait, I can. Where's my fucking taskbar? I'm sorry. Okay, here's StreamerBot. I'm gonna open the chat, all the chat interfaces, to see if people are actually okay. So I'm gonna clear chat history, and I'm also going to restart the stream. Okay, cancel. Gonna also restart the stream on X. Just click up. I need to remove as many browser windows as possible because it's driving me crazy. Okay, this is Jeff. Let me just close the tab to the left. I haven't seen. Okay, I need to see Fire Shape. I haven't seen the video yet. We're gonna look at it. The most controversial, yeah, about the bun rewrite.
Last week, bun.
And we're gonna watch it on live now. But first, we need to diagnose and fix all of our crappy issues, because I need to see if you guys are entering into the chat. Because if you're not, I have no idea what's gonna happen. So I'm gonna create this, clear chat history. Okay, I'll take this. Okay, I think this is much better. Now I'm gonna start a new live stream. Live studio. And I'm gonna change the live stream name. It's gonna be Kimi K3 versus GLM 5.2 on different workloads. Agentic Tasks. Okay, save. Now I'm gonna pass the live stream on X, and we're gonna be testing Kimi K3. It's gonna be, let me see. Kimi K3 versus GLM 5.2. I'm gonna compare them on debugging a connection between StreamerBot. God damn it! I'm sorry. I'm a little bit excited today. I think I'm overly excited. Okay. Jesus, there was a fly, and it's still there. Freaking fly, fruit fly. It looks like a fruit fly, and this cable is kind of flimsy, so it disconnected my third screen, which is making me a little bit mad. Ah, there you go. Come on. Okay, and wait, why I am not doing this on the main screen? You know what? I thought that the third screen was going to be better if I had it like vertically, but in fact, I think I'm doing much more horizontally. Oh no. Okay, no, it was not that. Okay, so let me see. Where's my cursor? Jesus, where's my cursor? Okay, settings. No, displays. Sorry, guys. Sorry for this. I'm trying to fix everything right now. It's always a lot of issues. So I got 3 screens. They're kind of portable monitors. By the way, highly recommend them. I highly recommend them. They're pretty decent, and you can move them wherever you want. It's gonna be no rotation, standard. All right, I think now we're better now this way. Yeah, we're gonna be better. So it's gonna be, we're gonna compare them. Connection between, no, first debugging and connection between parallels streamer bot, in which we reverse proxy a local WebSocket connection to overcome a secure socket limitation locally. Let's see. This is gonna be fun because I'm gonna put the 2 things on real tasks, trying to see how it actually perform. And first, we're trying to debug, and second, we will use it to build a financial application based on React Native tracking agentic application. You see, not a lot of marketing, a lot of crap. Native and effect. Okay, this is gonna be cool. Then we're gonna build, okay, and here it is. And we're gonna, instead of posting it on the founder place, I'm gonna post it somewhere else. I'm gonna live stream of the YouTube. And now all of this should be automated. That's what I'm trying to figure out right now. So why don't we pair these 2 models to do this kind of things, right? And see how they actually work. And let's see. All right. And this should be, I should place you guys around here to see if you have any chats on the live stream. Now I'm gonna post live stream on X, which I just realized I didn't put it in the building in public community. Oh, God. This is why I automate. Only for the reason of predictability. I was seeing once a post that it was about analyzing the trade-offs, whether something should be automated or not. But I didn't like it because of the fact that it misses the because sometimes, like, you take much more time to automate a task versus the automation itself. But the reality is, and it will take into consideration like different variables, like the totality of of how much, for how long would you use it. But in reality, I do agree with the fact that not all the tasks should be automated, but there's a lot of them which you should, especially those repetitive things that you tend to do once in a while. They do, and it's only because it has some sort of ramification effects, especially on, put it here, building in public, and I'm gonna add my 2 URLs and my YouTube URL. Okay, so I'm gonna post all. Boom. All right, I think I have it. I have no concurrent viewers right now. 0 chat messages. It's okay. Your device having problems with your work or school account. Sign in. None now. Thank you. Let's go. Okay, so here we are. We're about to debug the following code. We're on site on the left. We are on Pi on the right. And I was in the process of trying to configure the different. It was not in thinking level. Okay, it was max, escape, model. It was in settings. follow up, mode, transport, cache miss, thinking level, theme. Okay, how can I change the model in Pi? By the way, I gotta change the current working directory. POD pb copy. pb copy is a utility that copies the like a string or anything you pass it. Sorry, to your clipboard. And something that I love to do is like use the pwd, the current working directory, or the what does the P stand for? I gotta look for it. I don't know. And pwd, what does the P stand for? Oh, print. Oh, in the terminal command, pw starts, the P starts for print working directory. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm gonna close this. And I'm gonna close this. Close this. And I freaking closed my XChat. I closed my XChat. Okay, and how do I change models in Pi? I keep forgetting. Change models Pi. No, custom models. Built in. No. Did this answer me? Scope models. Was it scope models? It was scope models. Kimi K3. Now we go. Bam. Now we got GLM's 5.2. I'm gonna turn off all of this, guys. We're not gonna use GPT 5.5. Kimi for coding. You're not supposed to use Kimi coding for this one. You use K3. They explicitly told that. And we're also gonna enable the solve just in case. Okay, gonna come here, escape, and we're gonna new, and we're gonna exit because that's not the directory. And now we are going to go here. See, I have no idea. Oh, why does it? Give me a second. Let me just pop this window off and see if the live chat is here. All right. Holy shoot. We took an hour to set things up. Man. Oh, come on, taskbar. CD, OBS, stream macOS parallels. And now we're gonna run Pi. All right. So we got in here GLM 5.2. And we're gonna reproduce the error here. Say, and we're gonna run it. You know what? I'm gonna run tmux in here, just for the sake that I can open new panes. Tmux new session T OBS. I'm gonna come here, Pi C. And the way that we're gonna do this is that we're gonna say the following. I'm gonna write the prompt in here and then copy and paste it. Without writing any code, help me identify the following issue. What I'm trying to do is that I'm trying to proxy a local WebSocket connection. Let me see if this is gonna be enough. Triple ticks, Control A, Control X, and now I have another one, but this one is gonna be with Pi. Oh, something important. Do not edit the code. Let me know what would you change. Okay, this way we can compare both of them. And let me see if I can, okay, the tabs panel, I can close it. Okay, all good. And now, okay. Let me see if wait, how can I forgot, sorry for my bad memory. rename tmux session. Control V and a dollar sign. Okay, Control V and dollar sign. Okay, and this is gonna, instead of OBS, it's gonna be called, no, it's the tmux pane. Control V and comma. Okay, Control V, comma. It's gonna be node, it's gonna be GLM, Control V, comma, and this is gonna be OBS. And no, error, Kimi K3. Let's put it 0, and this is gonna be model. Say check. Nope. Scope models. Okay. Model. We're gonna choose here our GLM 5.2, which is the one that we've been using. And in here, we're gonna change the model to Kimi K3. Okay, it, of course it didn't save it because it was already turned, yeah, okay. Model, Kimi K3. Okay, test. See if this works. If my API is still working. Sorry for this unpreparedness. Thinking works. What do you need? Okay, clear. New. Now I'm gonna paste the following prompt. Without writing any code, help me identify the following issue. What I'm trying to do is that I'm trying to proxy local WebSocket connection. Do not edit the code. Without editing any code. Okay, I think this is better. Okay, now pasting this to GLM, pasting this to Kimi. And let's see how they work out in both instances. In fact, yep, I think that would be much better. I don't know how to do this. It's, let me see if I can just use ChatGPT. In tmux, how can I take a pane and kind of resplit it to another one? Let me see. Dun 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 dun. Okay. Okay, Kimi is already here, and GLM is already here. So it says, in OpenWS, you create a new WebSocket target and immediately store it in WS data up, but that socket is still in ready state connecting. The log shows that the client message arrived right after hello. Only guards against null undefined. The upstream socket exits, not just open yet. Calling send on a WebSocket in connecting state throws invalid state error. Exactly what you see. So it's not a proxy logic, but it's a ready state bug. The very first client request fires before the upstream TCP WS handshake to completes. Let's see. Before it has finished connecting. In open you do, then starts an asynchronous connection. Why did this URL move? So the small fix is to buffer messages until op.onopen fires. So it says new WebSockets target wsdata.op buffer up.unopen for const ws.data.buffer up send up on message. Alternatively, use bond connect with a WebSocket protocol upgrade, or use server upgrade with a route that proxies to an upstream bond serve WebSocket, so you can gate on the upstream connection event directly. So one says that it's a race condition, and the other one says, okay, the thing is that I since this is a problem that I rarely have to deal with, let me see. Window management, what's happening? What is happening? Break pane, swap pane. Swap two panes. Okay, join pane. Destination pane. So if I say dun join pane S and I'm in pane 1. It's the 1T0 H. Oh, it did work. You see? Oh, nice. It worked really well from the first one. That's very strange. It's technically strange. So we're having. I'm just gonna reread it again. So one is saying that they're saying it's basically the same thing, right? So race between client messages and the upstream handshake. In open, you create a new WebSocket and immediately store it on WS data.up. Let me go ahead and check the code, because something that I tend to do, and I'm sorry for everybody that's gonna get pissed, is that I need to understand, number one, what is the problem? Second, what is the code it's trying to do? And third, any code that thing writes that it's kind of interest of me, especially when it's something that should be part of the architectural problem, I need to understand. I've read about WebSockets. I've used WebSockets a lot in the past, but I've never used it in Bun. And there are a lot of times that I need to have some sort of refresher. So in here, what we're having is that we're opening the WebSocket connection, and when it's opening, it creates a new target, and it says the ws.data.up. Okay, so it's storing the WebSocket inside the data object. And what it does, okay, so this is basically the way that it proxies. This is interesting. So let me see. With ws.data.up.send message. Oh, okay, now I'm getting it. Sorry, this is you know that what's the problem of vibe coding it without you trying to understand everything? Things start to break and you have no idea why. What we're doing in this piece of code, because yes, I did just told GLM 5.2 to generate this and yesterday, and it actually brought it. So what we're doing, we're mirroring things. In here, bond_serve has this WebSocket property which allows us to manipulate the WebSocket, and it tells it like, hey, when you open a new WebSocket connection, what you're gonna do, so you're gonna create a new WebSocket connection to the target. Target is going to be our upstream URL. And you're gonna create to the what you're gonna do is that you're gonna add this object called up to the data object, which I don't know if this actually persists throughout the WS and close. So if I'm understanding correctly, the thing is, if ws.data.up, then you're gonna send it. If ws.data.up, because of course. Because what we're doing is that we're mirroring things. In here, in the message, it's whenever you send the message to the WebSocket, we gotta take that message and send it back to the new WebSocket connection. And on the close, for the same thing, we're mimicking. Take a look at this. On the message, we send the data exactly as we receive it. What makes me think is that if this would be serializable, because we're storing the up object in here. And now that I understand the code, I can come back and see the explanation. You're going to WebSocket time immediately store the data up, but that socket is still in ready state connecting. The log shows that the client message arrives right after hello. Only guards against null undefined. The upstream socket exists. It's just not open yet. Calling send on a WebSocket in connecting state throws invalid state error. Exactly. You see, so it's not a proxy log bug; it's a ready state bug. Okay, now I get it. We gotta check for the state if it's already open. If it is, then we gotta do it. So it's not a proxy log. The fixed shape not applying gate. Okay, this is the one. And here, the invalid state error happens because you're calling send on the upstream WebSocket before it has finished connecting. In open, you do, then starts an asynchronous connection. The client's message event can fire immediately and does per your log. Hello message. While up is still in connecting state, ready state 0, calling off send before ready state equals open throws invalid state error. The smallest fix is to buffer messages until up unopened fires. Okay, open, unopen. Alternatively, use bond.connect with a WebSocket protocol upgrade, or use server.upgrade to route the proxies to an upstream web server. Get a gate on the upstream event directly. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Apply the fix. And let us see how it actually does it. I'm gonna wait for it to finish. This is gonna be quite slow because I think that GLM has like peak hours right now when working. Let's see how what it actually ends up doing. So gonna find the exact text. The old text must match exactly, including all white spaces and new lines. Yep, I kind of screwed over. I did screw you over. Read and okay. Data.off, because that really makes no sense because it does have the off. So on open, data buff equals null for const m of buff up send. Interesting. Fixed. Early client messages now buffer. Let me see what it did. So now we got the buffer in here. It sends it on message if ws.readystate equals 1, send it. Okay. Of the ready state, send it. Okay. So let us try it again. I'm gonna clear. I'm gonna say bun wsproxy.ts. And we're gonna come. Where's the OBS window? Okay, here. Gonna connect. Message. Disconnected from streamer bot. Okay, at least it didn't crash. So it's a good thing. A good thing. Okay. So let me see now. We're gonna do something different. I'm gonna copy and paste this. I'm gonna create the GLM 5.2.ts and WS proxy, which we're gonna go and put it back. Okay, now that we have that, I'm gonna come back to tmux. Gonna go to the Kimi K3. Alternatively, go with the alternate method with the proxy upstream. So right from the get-go, we can see something. This is only a single problem, so we're gonna see how they actually compare and fare against each other. But one thing that I really liked about the result from Kimi is that it already gave you a solution or a way that you can actually solve the issue, especially if it's in a domain that I don't know. Nonetheless, before it decides to perform the full solution, I need to have full grasp and understanding of what's really going on. Because if it doesn't, then I'm not gonna be. I need to be able to judge myself, to have enough understanding of everything that's going on. I'm gonna go here to displays. Give me a second because I gotta move the aces. Okay, why wasn't this working then? Was it that I needed? Oh, Wait, this makes no sense. Oh, probably because the arrange, I had it here differently. Arrange. No, taskbar, don't move. The thing is that whenever I want to move, it doesn't move. This is typical. All right, I had it like on the top. I'm gonna create done. This way, I should not have problems if somebody chats. Okay, another thing is that these models are pretty slow. Something that I've become to appreciate a lot, especially with Opus 4.8. Opus 4.8 has been extremely fast compared to previous Opus models, because it felt like you were looking for a Hummer, like those big and gigantic SUVs. That okay? Let me see. Let me see the change. Let me see the change. I want to see the change. I want to see the change. Come here's the set, and you know what we're gonna do? Okay. Okay, let's see. Let us see. Okay, before I do anything, I'm gonna stop. This was from the bun proxy. Gonna come here again to OBS, and I'm gonna click connect. Did it connect? No, it didn't. Wait, click. It did. Click. Is it working? Let me just reopen the multi-streamer. Gonna come here to OBS, item, multi-stream, title updater. Okay. All right. 82. Then connect. Connect. It's not. Is it connecting? I have no idea. Done. GLM 5.2.ts. See if this works. No, I think. Oh, okay. Oh, my bad. I spammed the thing. My bad. The other thing that I gotta check is if it's in StreamerBot. Let me move the windows here so everybody can see it. I need to know if the StreamerBot, that's a phone link. I'm just gonna close it. Do the chat. If the WebSocket server, it is not running, everybody. Well, yeah, it is running, but the port, yeah, it's defaults to 8080. That's okay. No. Something that it makes me, I don't have it clear, is if Kimi K3 supports images. Let me see something in here. I'm just gonna blatantly ask both models. Do you support, do you read images directly? And do you read images directly? Yes, I can read image file directly. Oh, nice. Just give me the path. Okay. Because now it threw me off a little bit. Let me look for it in here. Come here, Kimi K3. K3 multi-model. Capable flagship today with 2.8 trillion parameters. Yeah, it has vision input. There you go. Streaming, vision input, structure output, partial mode. This is crazy. We're gonna read the specs later on to see how it actually fares. And I'll probably give you my 2 cents about this. Now, okay. So let's see again the thing. It actually generated the proxy, and let me see if I can split the, okay, no. Can I split it here? I'm just gonna run in here then. Bring the model. I'm gonna then create a new. I'm gonna split the path. I'm gonna say bun. Okay. Here's gonna be the bun one. Bun. alias proxy.ts. Okay, so it's listening on port 4242, and I think that the big mistake is that the upstream URL, no, it does support it. It does support it. Let's see if this one has some sort of connected clients. Clients are currently connected. Server status, I'm just gonna stop it. That the WebSocket's listen on. Authentication, I'm gonna start server. Whenever this happens, okay, we're gonna stop in here. We're gonna come back to the OBS and we're gonna try again the streamer bot. So what we're trying to do is that we get the upstream URL, we take it to this port, and then we proxy it back into our streamer bot server, which it's trying to guarantee us that we definitely do not have any drop off. Now, without editing any code, definition of data up. Okay, so let me see. If I come here and say connect, it's gonna press it once to see if it receives anything. Okay, so we're gonna do this now. And I'm gonna change our tactics. I'm gonna go back to here. I'm gonna say isn't working. Let's tape it. That somehow it isn't working. What I'm trying to do is that I'm trying to proxy a local WebSocket connection from 127.0.0.1 to a streamer bot connection that it's currently being hosted on Parallels on the following IP. One, C. If I ping 3, I can get it. See, 8081, no, 8080. Huh. Let me see something. One quick question. I'm currently running Parallels on Windows and Parallels on macOS. And I have the following IPv4 address, which if I ping, I do get results. Parallels, Windows on Parallels, on Parallels. That's supposed to be the IP address of Parallels and Parallels. And I've opened a WebSocket server in Windows port 8080. If I do ping 10.7 8080. I'm trying to configure streamer bot with a reverse proxy on my Mac so it connects without WSS. I'm gonna learn a lot. Next line, the networking distinction and likely streamer bot setup. What is the agent hand? What is the agent handoff? Oh shit. That's not it. Confirm streamer bot is listening. Okay, we're gonna come here. Gonna come here to the Windows site. And gonna come here, run the terminal to PowerShell. Let me see what ChatGPT actually said. Holy cow, this is slow. Okay, Bing cannot test support. Haha, use the ICMP. Yeah, I gotta learn more about networking because it's such a great and vast world that I need to understand all the protocols that it actually uses. That's something that really interests me. So I get and see state listen, and yeah, I get an answer. Okay. Or not only, okay, let me see. Yeah, local address. Let me see. Oop. Come on, Shotter. You know what? I think we're missing the point in here, right? Well, I'm asking ChatGPT when I should be asking the models themselves. So I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna create a new pie because I have no other way for me to actually connect with this models. I'm also gonna see if it has Kimi dun, 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 dun. Does it has K3? No. Dun, 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 dun. Control S. Okay. Okay. Control S. And now I'm just gonna switch to Kimi K3 and say put the same thing in here. I'm gonna get this WebSocket service. Yeah, because we're trying these models, right? We want to see how good they are. The only thing about ChatGPT is that it has a lot of my memories. So it's able to point back this problem on the past and let us know what was happening. But really, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. To test support, use NC or curl. Let me check from your Mac. Let me see. And dun, 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 bum. 1024. So it's actually trying to debug whether it can reach the port or not. That's the first thing I would try to do. Netcat. Meanwhile, we're gonna go a little bit and dive deeper on what is ICMP, which I know it's a protocol for a networking protocol. I've heard using it a long time ago, but I have no idea what it does. ICMP, Internet Control Message Protocol, is a vital network layer protocol used by router and devices to send error messages and operational information. So, all right, because it has to do with turn, right? So ICMP does not carry user data or utilize ports, when instead operates directly over the IP protocol. Got it. It's essential for network health. Disabling entirely can hinder troubleshooting efforts. However, malicious actors can exploit it and distribute denial of services. Attacks such as ICMP floods. This is a protocol. There's ICMP-v4, auxiliary protocol for IPv4. Okay. In Windows, macOS can never reach it. Fix the bind address in streamer bot settings. Ah, right, because it needs on Windows localhost, macOS. So I just want to refresh and learn more about this. What is the difference between 0.0.0.0 and 127.0.0.1? I know that the former one listens to all the ports, and the other one would be in localhost. But isn't supposed that when I mirror it, I have Parallels installed, and it proxies it through that IP, that I would be able to access all windows? Yeah, because then the fix would be come here in Windows 11. Is when I have this, I can come in here, copy, go back to my Pi. Okay, so Windows VM, there are at least two IPs. Look back, only ritual from inside Windows itself, and the ritual network adapter Parallels gave the VM. When an app binds to 127, the OS only accepts packets that arrive on the loopback interface. Right, a connection from your Mac arrives on the 10. Doesn't match the binding, whichever of my IPs and packets arrive on. About the mirror ID, Parallels is not proxying or mirroring your Mac's network. The VM is a separate machine with its own network stack, its own firewall, and its own IP. The address is just a virtual point-to-point link between macOS and the VM. macOS talks to Windows exactly as if it were another physical PC on a LAN. Oh, okay. Okay. That's why the app must listen on, or specifically on Windows Firewall must allow it. Same as it would for any other machine on the network. Parallels does have an optional port forwarding feature in shared network mode, but it's off by default and you're using the right VM IP anyway, so it doesn't apply here. Got it. Got it. Got it. So I think the real easy fix, and since we're not caring about security right now, I think it's all about stopping the server and listening 0.0.0. What was it? Wait. 0.0, right, which listens to all the ports. 0.0. 8080, and we're gonna start the server. Streamer bot, yeah. Now allow all public and private access. Yes, I do. And now I'm gonna come here back to set. Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, and now I'm gonna try the. Okay, my bad. I'm gonna come here, B1, and close, clear. I'm gonna here see if Kimi's version actually works. Now I just gotta come here to the OBS. Did it do something? No, I don't think it did anything. Okay, I'm gonna come back in here. I'm gonna TS, no, one WST proxy TS. Come here, and I'm gonna press connect. Address 8282. Does it do anything? No, it isn't doing anything. It isn't doing anything. It isn't doing anything. Let's see. How can we actually do this? Okay, let me try it again. I'm gonna come here to the edit, go to docs, multi-stream title updater. Guys, I know this can be really boring. That's part of developing. Connect, and it doesn't do anything. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna come here, B2 node. I'm supposed. Okay, why can't I paste an image in Pi again? I'm gonna save it. Save. I'm gonna copy the path. Please see. This is an OBS Studio doc via an URL. Okay, that targets this URL. I've already updated StreamerBot in my parallels, so it listens to all the ports. So if I come here and I come to this guy over here. Ooh. Nope. It is indeed. Let us see if this can fix it. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do, and this, I've renamed the file to you continue from here. What I'm trying to do is to connect via a WebSocket connection. A Parallels instance Windows in which StreamerBot is currently hosting a WebSocket. I've already opened StreamerBot, began listening to all the interfaces. I don't know why it isn't connecting. So I'm just gonna paste this is via the OBS doc custom URL. Custom URL. Let me see. 1 or 2. Okay. The port is reachable now. Okay. It's just a WebSocket server rejecting and playing GET. That's fine. But the winner screenshot will still fail for a different reason. The page is loaded over HTTPS. And browsers, including OBS built-in, Chromium, block plain OBS connection from secure pages is mixed contents. You mentioned forward Mac, then the point of widget, no TLS, WS isn't needed. Let me check what's available on your Mac to do the forward. So guy, you have a bond, a 30 line TCP relay does the job, no new installs. TCP socket. Oh my god, we're working with TCP sockets. That's awesome. So I did take the Primagen course for the HTTP 1 protocol that we would work it on Go. Made it a little bit on boot.dev. I made a little bit my own way because the way that he was reading the buffer was more manual. I used the IO built-in utility to read it. I forgot now though the package name. It's been a while since I've used it. And bro, quick question: do you think about Kimi K3 compared to Opus or Fable if you tried those? What do you think about Kimi K3 compared to Opus or Fable if you tried those? Too soon to tell you. Too soon to tell you. Yeah, too soon to tell you. Because that's, bro, quick question. What do you think about Kimi K3 compared to Opus or Fable if you tried those? So it's too early to tell. Because the thing about Opus, that it's relentless power on certain agentic tasks, because it's not only about coding. What's truly important about these models, because I think coding is something in the end that it's a lot about preference. Architectural decisions end up about being preference, and whether you in engineering I've said that in engineering there's no right or bad answers. There are justified ones, and depending on how you produce the code and what you do, it's going to depend. Something that I can tell you out of the gate is that Opus is way faster. Opus 4.8, something, Anthropic did something with Opus 4.8 that was very different from previous models, that it's just way faster than before. It doesn't feel like some sort of hammer that's trying to turn on, and you knew it was like slow, because it felt as if it was trying to gather all of this intelligence into the model, but it didn't. And right now these models take a long time. You're seeing that these things are taking a gazillion time. But something that I'm noticing in here that it is very important, from this early test, is that Kimi K3 is doing a fantastic job on trying to fix the problem on its own. Previous Chinese models, and there was a cut. For example, previous on Kimi K2.5, I didn't use GLM before that, but Minimax M2.5 as well. I'm seeing a very distinct behavior when they encounter an issue and they try to fix it. Kimi K3 is now trying to fix the problem. I already told it that, hey, I cannot connect to a remote parallels connection, which is, this is an interesting one, because it's not the typical programming problem that, oh, okay, I didn't have a problem. It will actually try to analyze the code and try to fix it. Sometimes it will try to like spin up something. This one goes a little bit beyond. I'm having real configuration issues in my machine. This one is having access to my computer, and now it's doing things. If it decides to blow up my computer, I would care, but it wouldn't be the end of the world, because I have everything backed up. If in case it decides like to remove the entire home directory. And by the way, don't run it on the home directory. Be careful when you do that. There's also skills that prevent you to delete everything. But let me see how's the thinking going. And okay. Let us see what it's doing. Right. Thank you very much for the clarification. It's not all the ports, all network interface and IP the machine has. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, it read the JPEG, and it went ahead and it tested the connection. So it said the port is reachable now. The HTTP 400 is just a WebSocket server rejecting to a plain GET. That's fine. But the widget in your screenshot will still fail for a different reason. The page is loaded over HTTPS, and browsers including OBS built-in Chromium block plain WS connection. Unless the target is 127.0.0.1, loopback get a special exception. But this IP doesn't. So the fix is exactly as the reverse proxy you mentioned. Okay, that's it. We read that. And say which SOCAT So it was trying to test the network connection. Okay, so I think 30-line TCP relay does the job, no new installs. So this is really interesting. What just Kimi K3 did was that it wrote a custom code to solve the issue that I tried to tell it, run the code itself, handshake returns 000, let me debug. Then it noted that there was, because what is HTTP? Like, I don't know, what is HTTP 0? I would like to explain to you what's going on. That's how you get to learn. Okay, let me see. Can it still attach? Attach warp. Whoop. Did it crash? Chat. Chat. Oh, enable. Okay. Oh. Okay. Quick question. What is handshake HTTP 000? This is on the WebSocket endpoint. Oh, your setup means the relay couldn't connect to the timeout, reset the connection, or never completed the upgrade. This is interesting. So it detected that it was still loading the port. Pump connection. Took 2.1 seconds thinking. Connected with code 28. Directed VM works 101. So the bug is in my relay. Adding quick debug login to find it. Okay. So this is the code that I wrote. Import types TCP socket from bun. TCP socket. Socket data down. Chunk console. Okay. Await bun.connect. Host name port 8080 socket. Console log up down the right chunk. From bun.connect, while NC to the same host port succeeds, testing bun.connect in isolation. It's being flaky here. Swapping to node.net works fine and bun battle tested. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. HTTP 000. That means that it failed. It went back. So it's still that. You know what? Now that the audience was asking, let's try it with Fable. How should we do it? Control V C. Okay, Control C, Control B C, Control B C. Ah. Oh, okay. Everything's ready. What I verified and built. Verified working. VM is reachable. The remaining problem: your OBS doc loads a secure page. So point to SB relay TS 10 line. I couldn't run the final answer under myself. The initial sandbox blocks buns outbound network system curl and path, but your normal terminal will work. If it ever misbehaves, just restart it. It's stateless. Launch the auto start. Run command manually. Okay, let us see. So, okay, clear ls. Okay, bun sv relay.ts. Okay, it just created a relay. Let us test it. Now I'm gonna create the 82. Okay, it just decided to open the port 8080. Did it connect? Okay, let me see. Parallels. No, it didn't. It didn't connect. There are no connected clients. Of course not. Something that we will need to test is, do I have bun installed or node? I got node. Okay, so what we're gonna do. I'm gonna come here. Oh, right. This is a good thing, guys. Good thing. Since when does Node support TypeScript? Wait. Since when Node support TypeScript? Oh, all right. Okay, I got it. So Node versions. Okay. Okay. Yeah, guys. Node supports supports TypeScript. You didn't know about this. Now you can run directly TypeScript files. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna go to the programming folder. I'm gonna come to OBS Streamer macOS, and I'm gonna. Do I have? I think I had VS Code in here, but we're just gonna open terminal. New terminal. Haven't used Windows 11 a lot. I'm just used to the, but I didn't remember all of my shortcuts. If I right click shift, I can open it in terminal. So in here, I'm gonna see Node. Guess what I'm trying to do is, what is it that I'm trying to do? I'm trying to test that WebSockets connect. So okay, let me do this really quick. Let me do this really quick. I just wanted to generate. This is ghosty. Okay, I'll go back to warp. Okay, let me do B0. Okay, I'm gonna use GLM really quickly. Generate a new test TypeScript file with Node that will create a WebSocket to localhost 127.0.0.1 port 8080. It will just open it and connect to the port and keep the connection alive as I keep running the script. For clarification, the only thing that I want to do is to test a WebSocket connection. Something that I can try. Something. Oh my god. I'm gonna disable that. I'm gonna disable that. I'm gonna disable that. Settings. System settings. I'm trying like different, but wins. This has been Snap Island. Yeah. Edge snap. Right. Flick dock. I thought I would love that thing, but it's awful. I'm disabling it. And dock free, you know, arrow shake. I like arrow shake, but I'm gonna disable it as well. So I'm just gonna have this for hiding other windows. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. I wait for this thing. Okay, now we got rate limited. I wonder, yeah, the engine is currently overloaded. You see, that's one of the issues when you're running with Chinese models is that they do not have the same capacity as the other ones, especially when it just becomes viral. It just goes down. So I'm gonna change. Since now all the hype is coming here, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna change for G.522. Okay, and I'm running on Ponytail. I'm gonna go to BC. I'm gonna say Claude. Yes, I trust this folder. And we're gonna go for model. Instead of Sonnet, we're gonna go with Opus. Do they have Fable? Okay. Let me see. B0. Okay, it did open it. Both of them actually wrote the same file. I'm just gonna kill. kill the session. And let me see onto. Oh, 3. Do you want to overwrite? Errors, close it. You see, this is something really interesting. So this is what makes Anthropic's code just a little bit much better. But the problem was, of course, that it actually got it got an existing file actually run the same command like 3 times. So I just close it. So this is gonna be a really bad comparison. But in here, until killed. So in here, it actually read the code, and it said like, okay, if the process dies, I want you to. This is a bit shift operator. I've never used this thing. Center keeps the process alive even if it's socket error connection closes. So the script keeps running until you stop it. But in here, I gotta defer. Okay. I stopped you because I wanted to know what of value would I gain if I keep the process alive but there is no socket connection. The way I wrote it, the kept the nothing to say. The connection fails drive, you just have to process sitting there idle zombie. There are really 2 scenarios where keeping the run alive. This is useful. You want it to reconnect, then the timer should actually do something. Let's chat about this because that's what I want to do. Ah, it's gotten better. Well, right now with your code, yeah, it would make sense if you want to reconnect, but your code doesn't do any reconnection at all. And if the process exits, it's generally going to be on the terminal history. So right now, as you've proposed it, this code is pointless. Let me see what it actually does. I want to play. I want to play with Opus right now. You're right. The center interval is dead weight. It kept the process breathing without keeping the connection alive. It is since an exit shows up in the terminal history anyway. It bought nothing. Either the connect reconnects or there's no lag. Okay, so it's actually getting excited. He is getting excited. So we're gonna stop it. I just love tinkering with the models. So why did we write this? Because I want to go here. I want to go and debug and say node. Okay, do I get it? Okay, and no, bone lock, no. It was WebSocket. LS WS test. Okay, so it's gonna be node WS test. Yes. Okay, so I should receive. There you go. It is connected. This is very important what we just did. Why? Because we already tested that within Windows the connection is successful. What are we gonna do now? I'm gonna come in here. And now I want to try the other connection. This is how debugging skills form. Okay. Now I'm gonna go back to GLM. And I'll tell you, all right, that's perfect. Now what I want you to do is generate a new file called WS test2, which it will open the connection and then proxy it to the Parallels instance. Because the way that I would do is that then I would create another WebSocket connection. I would do practically the same thing that we had on the bun TS file. Right? I would come here. Let me go ahead and look for the WS test. So what I would do, I would create a new WebSocket. First of all, okay, this is a local host. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it myself to see what we can do, because I need to test my brain. Test jj.ts. Okay, so I don't know a lot about the. So we're gonna create the WS. It's gonna be new WebSocket, which is going to be in S. I have to have two scripts running for this. Well, I can open two new WebSocket connections. So I'm gonna have. Let me see if I can do this. Localhost. No, it's gonna be the IP address of the computer. You see this one? On port 8080. Say parallels. And now parallels dot add event listener. Open message. Close. Error. And the proxy should work like this. Listener. So open, say console.log connected to streamer bot. I'm just gonna copy this. I'm just gonna copy. And I'm just gonna see if this works. It does work. Parallels. Okay. So we got this. Now the thing is, okay, this is the, and we got this one, local, new WebSocket. I'm gonna say WSS. Because we have to connect to the local port, which was here. You got the host name. It's listening. You gotta create. No, because I need a server to listen to. And okay, I'm just gonna do this the old-fashioned way. I'm gonna come here. You're gonna create Node.js WebSocket. Listen. I don't want to use any of the libraries. No, I want to. Okay, I'm kind of giving up really fast. So, because I don't want to spend too much time in this. Can you create me simple example using Node.js that listens to incoming WebSockets connection? Why is it running on codecs? I don't want codecs. The problem is, I'm gonna stop you. I don't like the new ChatGPT app. I'm sorry. Because there are things that I would like to just ask. Extra high, please. No. Hell no. the light version. I just want to chat. I want to chat. I want my chat interface. I want to chat. Thinking. I'm about to end the stream. This is a problem. So I want to fix that problem. Plus a tiny client you can run to verify incoming connection messages by using the file saving workflow, so the example is available as a reusable project. Let's go with my boy, Sonic. My boy. No, don't use WS. A web server that will listen and upgrade the connection. Use bare Node.js. Right. Okay, I think, no, this is gonna take a long time. It's gonna take a very long time. If you instead wanted all this to be a proxy, open a listener for say so and repoint it. Okay. Run both. Okay, that's what I wanted to do. X stream proxy. W test 2. 8282. Test. Yeah, kind of messed up. What I want to do is to simulate the loop and hoop of the 127.0.0.1 getting connected, let's say from my browser or from the same Node.js to another web server that is listening, taking that, wrapping it, and connecting to a WebSocket upstream, which would be the Parallels instance. No. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Parallels instance. I'm about to end the stream. Let me see. I had to see the video from
the all-in-one JavaScript toolkit that was acquired by Anthropic late last year, announced that they spent the equivalent of $165,000 running 64 parallel Claude agents to refactor their entire codebase from Zig to Rust in just 11 days. Usually, a full rewrite to Rust is the swan song of any startup about to get Rick Jamesed by the invisible hand of the market, but in this case, it may have actually worked. The million-line port fixed 128 old bugs, shrunk the binary by 20%, made everything a few percent faster, and has already been powering Claude code since June without anyone noticing. But not everyone is celebrating. Andrew Kelly, the creator of Zig, responded claiming the benchmarks are misleading and the Zig team is actually relieved to see Bun go because internally they used its codebase as an example of how not to write Zig, and that Jared...
Okay, this is finished. I've already watched the Theo's and, well, no, Theo's no, Prime's video. Gotta watch the Theo's. And listener local shows client connect upstream open. Okay, let us inspect what it just did. Okay, and WS proxy. Did it do something? I'm just gonna close everything. Don't save. Don't save. Okay, WS proxy. WS test. Test 2. Okay. So end-to-end simulation of full hop in one process. Local port 8383, upstream 8080. Okay. Bond serve. Leg 1 plus 2 local WS listener that raise each line, reset variables upstream. That's what I was trying to do. But of course, upstream. Fetch up new WebSocket upstream. Try await new promise. Resolve reject. Add event listener. Local port. So it serves. Then it opens the WebSocket. Open. Once it's open, it sends a get info request to see if it actually works. All right. So there are several things that we gotta do first. We gotta come back here. Jesus Christ. Come here and see that there are no clients available. So we're gonna come back to our thing. Okay, see, bun wb test test 2 ts. Okay, so we got upstream failed, upstream connect failed. 28383 failed. Big. Let me see. Listening. Client connecting. Opening upstream. Upstream failed. Client connected. Opening upstream. Try await. On air. Upstream connect failed. So this was the thing. Await new promise. Up. Upstream. On open. Resolve. Air. Return. Well, it doesn't matter. When you call reject, it just rejects. Okay, clear. Failed to connect. Failed to connect. Okay. Up close. Well, the promise through. It catched. Opt-out close. Listener upstream failed. I don't understand what is the problem. Up close. Console. If server upgrade. Return. gonna check if the server is actually listening. Auto start server. We already know that locally it does work. Oh, right. The next step. Yeah, that was the next step. I just made it more harder on me. That's the local host, but we gotta do it this way. Come here. KGC 7K, and we have to do it. Wait, localhost. Localhost. No, it's this one. This is the IP address, right? Socket. Well, address. Address. Oh yes, test the TS. It did connect. Okay, it did connect. It did connect. So now, the thing is that there's a loop and hoop. Okay, we tested this. This actually works. But the WS test 2, same thing. Up. WebSocket open. Message data. Timestamp. Hello. Request hello instance. Disconnected. Yeah, we can create this. Same thing. Upstream. Unclose. I know that I could just point the LLM and fix it. I wanna train my brain a little bit. WSend data up. Listener upstream because it's gonna be the W test 2. WS test 2. Okay. Kport 8383. Bun WS test 2. It did work now. It did work. What? It is working. It is working. So technically, if I come here and I just decide to connect this thing, it should connect. listen. Currently disconnected. Hostname 127.0.1. Let me just 9K, no. 9J. 8KGC. Close the client. So it should die. Okay, it did die. Okay, streamerbot. God. Okay. Bundle is test 2. Okay, it's listening right now. Okay, it's in port 8383. This should work. Oh, you did it! Oh man, that's awesome. That's awesome. We actually did it. That's sweet. That's sweet. We overcame the limitation. That's awesome. That's really cool. Why wasn't it working? Well, we gotta understand this. I need to understand. I need to understand. Why the WS proxy didn't work. But this is the same code. Dude, it's the same thing. Holy shit, this is the same code. What in the world? It is working right now. It began working when I killed the fort. So probably was like a dead connection hanging. And we spent like an hour, like almost hour and a half trying to debug this issue. Well guys, thank you very much for tuning in. I have to close the stream. There are other things that I gotta do, but I promise these streams are gonna get better over and over again. I mean, it's gonna get better as time goes on. I promise. I promise.